take a look at that. Got one. Second cast. Got one. Oh, it's a big one. Oh, it's big. Oh. Yeah. What is up, you all? So today we are out on my buddy's lake. I actually just got out here. It hasn't even been 45 minutes. We've already caught like 8 or 9 bass. Okay, but that's in a different video. So I caught 8 or 9 bass out here. I caught a bass on my first cast, on like my third cast, on like my 5th cast. Like, haven't been out here long and just been catching a bunch of bass. So much so that I think I already had enough content that was going to be a decently long video, and we just got out here. So I am deciding, well, you know what? I'm already out here. Let me film another video. So we're out on the water. And instead of having like 1 million catches in one video, we're starting another video. And I was like, I wasn't prepared for this, so what should I film? Well, I have a number of Zoom baits with me, so you know what? This is gonna be a Zoom challenge. I'm gonna fish with only Zoom baits, and we're gonna see how well they get munched. So this is the Magnum Speed Worm, and the Magnum's the size, the big worm. And it's a red bug color, so take a look at that. That's what we're going to be throwing, and that's what we caught the first 9 on, but you won't see that in this video. If you're subscribed, you might have already saw that video. If you have your notification bells hit and you watch all the videos, you might have already saw that video and you know what video I'm talking about. Now, if you're not subscribed, you might want to smash that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you don't miss any videos, miss any good content. And of course, if you like this video, please hit the like button. All right, I'm drifting back into some grass, so let me move forward. So let's just throw it out there in that grass. See if we get bit. Some isolated chunks of grass out here, and I think we could get bit in this stuff. So we're gonna throw it around there and see if that's true. Actually, the last 2 videos I filmed, I caught a bass on my first cast. The video before this last one I just filmed, I rolled up to a bed and there was a fish on a bed, and I pitched it on in there and he just smoked it. So the last 2 videos I filmed, the first cast, I caught a bass. And they say that's bad luck, but I don't believe that. And then I actually, after that catch, I caught a 6-pounder. So it's good not to believe in that stuff sometimes, you know what I mean? Because if I would have believed in that, you know, I might not have done well. But it looks like we didn't get bit on this cast. First video in 3 videos I didn't catch a bass, if that makes sense. Maybe there is some truth to it. And this is going to be the video we catch some monsters, because we didn't catch one on the first cast. Got one. Second cast. So I just needed to slow it down. I was barely moving that speed worm, and I felt them just come over and gobble it up. Not a dink, but not a huge bass either, obviously. Not a dink, but not a huge bass. But hey, second cast. There are much bigger bass than that in this lake. I actually caught my PB out here, and I'll show it in this video for the main reason that I caught it on a Zoom speed worm, an Ultra Vibe speed worm. It was the Black Sapphire. So one side of it's black and blue, the other side of it's like a lot of blue flake. That's what I caught it on. So I'll show you my PB catch right now out on this lake. Oh! Oh my God! Holy cow! Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh! God! Look at that fish! Look at that bass! Oh my God! All right, so there you have it. You know there's some big bass now if you never saw that video, which that's a good video. If you haven't seen it, you might want to check it out. And hopefully this is going to be our PB video. Hopefully we're going to break that PB today. And one thing I didn't put in that PB video is it was actually around this grass. Okay, so if you see that video, you see I hook into that big bass, I bring it in, you know, I muscled that bass in pretty quick, pretty easily. And then later that day, I kept fishing, and I actually was fishing around this grass, and I felt like a giant tug, and I was like, it's another giant. And so I set the hook hard on him, and I started reeling him, and he started taking me for a ride, and I was like, oh my goodness. And I couldn't stop him from taking me. And I was trying to fight him, and he was just going. And I was like, holy shoot, I can't even fight this fish. And he took me into this grass and got off in the grass. So, and I caught him outside this grass. Just outside of this grass is where I caught him. So, almost where we're casting right now. So, that was an even bigger bass, the way it fought me. There are some big bass in here. I already caught like 3 bass out of this grass right here in the video I filmed earlier today. But I do think there's some bigger ones around here than the ones we caught. So I'm gonna keep chucking it over here. Hopefully we hook into an absolute giant. Oh, just got a nibble. He's got it. He's not very big either. Oh, he had a bunch of muck in his mouth and he spit it everywhere. Dude, my legs are covered in mud and stuff now. How did you get all that muck in your mouth? It's out of his mouth now, thank goodness. For his sake, but not mine. Alright, another bass. These Zoom speed worms will definitely catch you some fish down here in Florida. Worms in general do really well down here in Florida. A couple stumps out here. Let's see if I can throw it that far. Actually, I can, jeez. It's my first time fishing with this Lew's Classic Pro Speed Spool. Man, I got junk all on me from that last fish. And works pretty dang good. You wouldn't think this $60 reel, I can say that. Only 60 bucks, 7.5 gear ratio. Crazy. I love it. For those of us that are balling on a budget, oh yeah, it's the way to go right here. So I'm really dissecting all this grass out here. There's a bunch of isolated chunks of grass. I'm really dissecting, throwing this bait in from different angles and at different chunks of grass on different sides of the grass, and I'm really just trying to find that big bass because there's quite a few bass over here, and if the big girls aren't here yet, then they will be later, but I'm just gonna assume that they're here already and try and catch them. I think I should be able to catch at least one more bass in here. Hopefully it's a giant. Now I'm throwing in the heart of the grass, which is usually where you can get your biggest bite, in that thick stuff. I've been avoiding throwing in that stuff because it also messes up your fishing line the most in those spots. I'm just using 15-pound fluorocarbon. I don't even have my sunglasses on. What am I doing? Helped a little, not really. There's a bite. Oh, he let go. Really? No, he did let go. No, he didn't. He had the tail. That was a little squeak. Felt him pulling on it. Just pulling on it. Didn't grab it. So there's definitely more fish in here. I caught 2 in this video. So I think I caught like 5 out of this patch of grass. I caught 3 in the last video in this same patch of grass. And I think there's more bass in here. It's crazy. Oh! That was a good one. I was freaking talking and not paying attention. I don't think it's gonna bite again. I'm gonna have to change up my bait. I gotta throw a different zoom now. There we go. Similar bait, probably even better color for in here. And this is the Magnum Speed Worm, but it's a June bug red color. So it's a very dark purple, but they say June bug red because when you're bait making and you get that nice purple like that, it's because there's some red in there to get that purple nice like that. At least that's what I've been told. I'm not a bait maker, and that's why I think they call it the June bug red. And there's also red glitter in this as well. Dude, that was a big bass. That was a big bite. But we have a different worm. Ooh, got a little. Got one. Oh, it's a big one. Oh, it's big. Oh, broke my line. Dude, that was a trophy bass. Dude, he ran this way, then he ran this way, and I was catching up to him. Holy cow. That was a trophy bass. He broke my line. I just retied this. Dude, snapped my line clean. Snapped it clean. I knew there was a big bass in here. Oh my goodness. That might have been our PB. If not, it was a trophy bass. That was absolutely giant. Absolute giant. I never even got to see it, but you can just feel when a bass is just freaking owning you. And this is a 7'11" extra heavy. Dude, I horse big bass with this. That sucker was horsing me. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna have to loosen up the drag a little. The drag was doing its job. I had it completely cinched down because my goal was to just muscle any fish in, but I don't know, that might have been like a 10+ pounder, and I might have, you know, if I just had a little bit more time with that fish before he broke me off, I would have loosened the drag. But I was trying to make sure he didn't get back in that grass. I was trying to fight him and get him up out of that grass, and I had him pretty close to the boat, but I couldn't get him up. You know, he's just too big. Man. All right, so I retied, and I'm gonna throw the same worm in there. It might have been the same bass that bit me twice, so technically maybe I should throw a different worm, but that bass definitely felt the hook that time, so I don't think we're gonna catch that same bass. We're not done with that patch of grass because I think that's where the giants in this lake spawn. That's where I caught my PB, near that. That's where I just lost that bass. And there was another bass even bigger than my PB that I lost the same day that I caught my PB, and it was right there. So this is a nice little spot right now. I think the big girls, because we're in deep water right now, this is the deep part of the lake, and then it drops to like 6 feet right there. So there's a big ledge, you know, there's a point right there. This runs up shallow, then there's some stumps there. They kind of have everything right here. So I'm not surprised the big girls come up here to spawn. When I caught my PB, that's why I was over here. I was like, you know, this just looks so good. And that day it was really windy, so there was some other reasons why this was good, with the wind as well. Man, that was a freaking giant. Don't know if we're gonna catch another one of those, but we're gonna certainly try. Oh, I just got a bit, but that's small. Oh, no, it's not small. Oh yeah, it is. He was in the grass. I got him out of the grass though. Dude, this feels so small compared to that last bass. This feels like it weighs nothing compared to that last bass. And that's probably the best one. You know, he's kind of thick, but that felt like nothing compared to that last bass. Dude, they're in there. Dude, are you kidding me? I need to retie my line. Dude, this grass, whatever grass that is, shreds up your line. Dude, I literally just retied this, and I checked it all the way up too. I was like, all right, my line's good. You know what? I'm just gonna switch my rod. I'm gonna just throw a different rod. I have another worm rod set up. Getting tired of doing this. All right, here's my other worm rod set up. Same line. So And I freshly retied it last night, so I know it's good. This is a faster reel, so that will help me. But this is not as long of a rod. That's a 7'11" I was just fishing with, and that big old bass gave me trouble. This is a 7'3", so we might have our hands full with one of those giants on this. But you know what? That's just gonna make the fight that much better. I can't lose another giant today. I gotta redeem myself from that. You know, at minimum, don't lose another one. And I've been slow rolling it and even going steady, retrieve, semi-fast. Oh, it just got bit. Got him. And now I'm just kind of jigging it. All right, another bass. So now that I'm using my faster reel, just kind of jigging this because it's real easy for me to go too fast with this and I don't get bites. So what I like to do when I'm using this fast reel for worms and pretty much most baits is I'll just kind of bring it up, let it fall down, kind of lightly reel in the slack, get my rod at like a 45-degree angle. Usually that's what I want it at. There's times where I do want my rod tip down because I'm keeping it down in the water, this and that, but you'll lose some fish in the hook set doing that. But usually I'll have it 45 degrees and I'll just have it tight enough that I can feel that bite, and then when the bite comes, boom, set the hook on them like I just did. So right now, letting it fall to the bottom, and I'll bring it up off the bottom a little bit. I'll reel in that slack so I have tension, and you need that tension so you can feel the bite, you know. And I'll do it again, and this way I'm not reeling a really fast reel too fast, and then they're trying to chase it and they're like, ah, forget it, it's going too fast. I'm getting pushed backwards. Got one. Little chunky guy. You know what? I'm gonna throw on a different Zoom worm. We've been catching plenty of fish on those. We're gonna go black sapphire. We're gonna go what I caught my PB on. And it's the ultra vibe size, so it's small. We're gonna try and catch another PB on this. If I catch another PB on this, I may never take this off. Like, I may have an ultra vibe black sapphire tied on at all times. Maybe not, depending on the water clarity and color and stuff, but I don't know, maybe. I might just do it just because. I might get pushed off this spot. I'm not going to anchor down. If it gets windier, I'll anchor down, but not yet. It's not that bad. Oh, that's a good one. Oh, this is giant. Oh, he was stuck on something. Dude, I thought that was a freaking giant. There's something down there. There's something down there. He was like wrapped around something. So there's probably like a big old tree branch down there or something. I set the hook and got stuck for a second. I thought it was a huge bass. Was that our first cast on this color? Not surprised. The water's pretty dirty. This is a good color. Pretty dark and dirty in here. All right, another little chunky guy. There's so many pterodactyls around this pond, or lake. It's crazy. Got one. fight like crazy for little guys. All right. Got one. Oh, got a little fight in him. Hey. Oh, that's not a bad one. That's not a bad one. I didn't know he was that big. Ow. All right. That's not a bad one. Whew. It's a nice bass. Go back. Well, that was an interesting catch. A little feisty guy. So y'all missed it, but there's another fish. Man, those dogs are annoying as heck. Jeez. Oh, got one. First cast over here. All right, there we go. Got one. Oh, that's not a bad one. That's not a bad one right there. Not a bad one. Got one right here. Oh, he's so small. Cast it on the other side of that grass. Caught another one. That's one. Got one right here. There's another one. That's a fish. It's the smallest fish of the day right here. Dude, look out. This would make a good pet fish. Good aquarium fish. Oh my goodness. Hey, it counts. Oh, got one. Ah, another dink. Pulled him up out the grass. Alright, so I think that's gonna pretty much close up the video. As you can see, the Zoom speed worms are lethal. You get good bites, plenty of bites on these bad boys right here. And we did, I don't know how many fish we caught in this video. We caught quite a few. And then you add the other fishes I caught before this, which were also on the Zoom speed worm. And I don't know, we're probably over 20 bass so far. And I'm still out here. I'm probably about to film another video. If you want to see that video, make sure you smash the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and you'll be notified every time I post a new video. And yeah, make that red button turn gray. Join the Real Journey team, and you can watch all the videos I upload. And it looks like I'm probably gonna film like 4 videos out here today. The bite is so good that I'm probably gonna film maybe even more than 4. But I'm gonna film at least 4 videos out here. And yeah, so this is pretty good. Full moon, the bite is good. And then it's like spawn. It's like it's around the spawn and it's the full moon. So yeah, and we still could catch a giant throughout this day. So that might be in a future video. It's not going to be in this one, unfortunately. So if you like this video, hit the like button. But that's going to be it for us today on Real Journey. We're out. Peace. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Boom.